Buenos días. It's very beautiful. So are the hats. I like the hats. Okay. "11 million stories in the city. Some beautiful, some filled with pity. Some hungry, thirsty, civilized monsters, manipulating with impunity. Some travelers touring, eating, captivated by the city. Peru."
Our first impression of Peru was in the small border town of Tumbes, but then directly after that, we have been in Lima ever since, and the contrast is like day and night. I might sound a little cliche for saying this, but Lima is one of my new favorite cities. It is a beautiful, large, modern, cosmopolitan city that sits right on the Pacific Ocean with stunning views of the tall apartment buildings that are cliffside, and you see people surfing. It's a beautiful combination of like cosmopolitan city and surf. So coming into the city, we really were impressed by what we saw and what we've experienced in some pretty pop neighborhoods of the city so far, and we look forward to diving more into this city, and already we are loving it.
Cheat code 2.0, left, right, up, down, switch up. This area is definitely packed full of young energy. You can feel the energy over here. We're gonna come check this area out because I think this is a dope living situation. It seems to be really densely populated, so we're about to pack that camera up. But still though, all young people, all out having a good time. Seems like the place to be, low key. San Isidro is easily my favorite barrio here in Lima. The frantic pace of the working class and the college students, with all of the restaurants and the busy nightlife, make this one an easy call for me. Now, there are a few different reasons I like this neighborhood. A, yes, my Popeyes is centrally located. My Domino's is centrally located. I got a cheaper restaurant 1 block away. I got another less expensive, cheaper restaurant 2 blocks away. There's a coffee house 2 blocks. I also really like this area because it's very residential. We stay on one of the main arteries, this main street right here. Lots of horns honking, doesn't bother me, I'm a city boy. But this back area is quiet, it's low key, it's residential, like old country residential or European residential, very family friendly, very slow paced, very chill.
So we're right on the cusp, look where we are in this neighborhood between Magdalena and San Isidro. San Isidro is apparently one of the most exclusive neighborhoods in this city, so we're in a really nice area. We're really liking the area and the residential parts of it. We're digging this place. We are at the panaderia in our barrio. This one is called Pan del Barrio. So those are my reasons why I like San Isidro.
It's lots to do, lots to see. It is very safe. Loving the bike lanes, lots of restaurants, lots of cafes, and most importantly, it's 100% pedestrian friendly.
Welcome to Barranco. This is my favorite neighborhood in Lima. It is young, it's vibrant, it's spirited, it's artistic, and it has a lot going on. We first landed in this beautiful neighborhood of Barranco in Lima, Peru. And we actually stayed in that apartment over there for our first week here. I immediately fell in love with this neighborhood because there is so much to see and to do. It's always kind of busy and kind of has this like urban energy to it. Lots of different coffee shops that we're gonna show you in just a second. Main streets, side streets, sub-level, and off the beaten path. These coffee houses are there and packing with a variety of coffee drinks, treats, and environments. But this is a neighborhood that has a lot of new, modern, tall, high-rise apartment buildings and condos, and I think it's a great first stop in Lima. Like menu of the day, entrada options, sopa de Yarbros, ensalada fresca. Let me introduce you to Rondel's favorite cake. It is the torta de naranja, and he's been like turning down this cake left and right in other places because he's stuck on his favorite lemon cake, but no one has lemon, everyone has naranja. Finally tried this one because it just looks really good, and the rest is history. This spot is called Buenaventura. This is our favorite spot. It's super local. It's right in the Barranco neighborhood, right across from Museo de Arte Contemporary in Spanish. But also it's super affordable. The bread, the pastries have been the lowest prices we've seen in a bakery, but they're also the most delicious we've had as well. Not to mention the super affordable menu del dia that they have. We had breakfast here the other day, probably the most sinful breakfast we've had in a very long time. And if you don't care about calories and you love waffles, definitely come to this spot. They have really delicious waffles that are sweet and savory. So it's also a coffee shop, a great place to try out if you're in the neighborhood. It's a local's favorite.
That's watercolors?
Yeah, this.
Go on, brother.
Really
So tell me what
like
cool little llama. All right.
This is in alpaca's skin. These three techniques: oil, watercolor, and acrylic.
That's
Oh,
dope.
wow.
Hold on, man. That's nice.
This is the alpaca's skin. This one.
Did you skin the alpaca yourself?
Yeah, this. This.
Good one.
Alicia?
And this the pandemia.
It's cute.
I mean,
It's interesting.
¿cuánto cuesta para este?
Y para usted, solo porque hablas muy bien el español, dame 60.
60.
Solo.
60.
And American is
60.
15.
If there's one thing that you've noticed as you've been kind of strolling with us, walking in these neighborhoods, is that there are no protests happening here. Okay, in this neighborhood, this is kind of what daily life looks like. It's looked like this since we've been here. But what I really love about this space is it's so beautifully manicured. There's lots of beautiful pocket parks, green areas. The architecture is one that I really enjoy as well. And there's just so many different places to kind of stop and have a meal, stop and have a drink, or boutique shops to pop into and check out a vintage t-shirt or something of the like. I really enjoy the vibe that's in Barranco. It's interesting that a lot of people think that it is horrible here. It is peaceful here in the majority of the city, and everywhere that we've kind of set our foot at in these neighborhoods, it was completely different. The day-to-day life, it's chill.
That's a really good point. That's a really good point. I don't really know what you guys are hearing in the States, but I do know that, yes, it is absolutely bad here. Like, if we were not here, we would not be coming here. But since we are here, we're comfortable while we're here.
Yeah, definitely hot spots.
Yeah,
but in Lima and where we are right now, you know, we have the ability to leave if we wanted to leave early, but we feel comfortable enough to stay for the amount of time that we're here.
Yeah, we ain't got a lot of means, but you know what I'm saying? In a wartime situation, we can get up and go.
But like outside of Centro, everything for the most part seems pretty peace. There haven't been any disturbances and any disruptions in any of the neighborhoods that we've been to outside of Centro.
Look, today we are walking April's favorite neighborhood, Barranco. And apart from the strong smells of urine, look, if there's one thing I must warn you against in this neighborhood, is hot urine. The smell of hot, baked, ancient urine everywhere you walk. Buddy, it is disheartening. This is the reason why this is not my favorite barrio. Because on every block you walk down, you can smell the urine of Christmas past on these puppies, baby. I'm telling you. Strong. Strong. The forces, there is no assaults going on. There's no protests. There's not even any political talks or conversations happening that we could tell, honestly. It's low-key tranquil, right?
Yeah.
High-key tranquil, in fact. Just to put it in a little context, like there have been some serious scuffles here. There's been loss of life here in 8 different provinces, in fact. But that's 8 provinces, and that's where the curfews were enacted as well. There are 180 provinces here in Peru.
Right, and only 8 of them have curfews.
Real talk, even if I saw that spread to 10 or 15, then I'd probably be looking at the front door, right?
Yeah.
Then I'm like, all right, it's time for us to make our move, baby, let's go. For a little further context, Lima is traditionally the elitist place to be. So, you know, unfortunate or fortunate, we are right now in an elitist place that has a lot of protection. Even more protection has even been brought in.
That's a good point.
To secure
I think
the peace.
Out of all the places we could be, we're in one of the safest areas that we can be.
This is the safest place to be. Yeah, it is, and you feel it when you're here. It makes me feel a little squeamish even saying it out loud, but them's is the facts, y'all. Them's is the facts. And we're sitting on the 18th floor in a suburban apartment, and it's tranquil. We say all this to say that we really appreciate your prayers. Keep them coming because things can turn bad fast. But we chilling, y'all. Don't doubt it. We about to take y'all to some restaurants, show you some more of these neighborhoods, and we don't feel the pressure of necessarily looking over our shoulders, even though we do find out about the areas that we're going to before we get there.
Also stayed in Miraflores for a while, and this neighborhood is arguably one of the most popular neighborhoods of choice in Lima. This area is beloved because it's an affluent barrio with plenty of spots that locals and tourists flock to for the restaurants, for the shopping, for hotels and bars. But this space is also very family friendly and safe. It has miles of paved pathways and green spaces.
Is there a difference between Miraflores and Barranco?
Yeah, so far this section is very like upscale residential. There's a lot of really modern, chic, newer apartment buildings here, and not as many like shops and cafes that I thought we'd run into. Mainly it's just been residential with parks here and there.
So look, we each have the barrios that we love,
Yes.
right? And when I say that we love them, you guys, we travel a lot, and these places speak to us, boy.
Speak to us so much so that if the stuff wasn't popping off here, we'd be like, can we live here?
No doubt, man. This is a super fantastic city, and we're just scratching the surface.
Yeah.
So we just want to say thank you guys for hanging out with us today. We also want to remind you that, yes, this country is under duress, but it ain't as bad as it seems as being portrayed in the States. Thanks for hanging out with us, y'all.